Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we have for Aquarius in late August 2024? What messages, energies, insights can we take a look at here for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius. Please, what is happening? What's going on with the Aquarian people? Please and thank you. Okay, the deck is, yeah, there we go. Thank you. Wow, extremely intelligent type of energy here. And out of this whole entire deck, even like a lot of the cards in the tarot deck, this is like the most strong intellect or intellectual card. So whether like you're feeding your brain with information, it could be a lot of things here. It's very sharp-minded, which I really like. That's a good way to start. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card because it has a lot of unique imagery within it. So if you look at the picture there, we see that adorable monkey. It is dressed up in a Shakespearean costume. It's holding a skull. It's contemplating its own life. So like it's thinking deep thoughts. It's in front of a typewriter. There's all sorts of mathematics or binary code in the background as well. So you see what I mean? This is like really sharp intellectually. So just know for a lot of Aquarians in this time, you're an air sign, even though you're the water bearers. Intellect is a big aspect of the Aquarian energy. So that means your brain might be on fire. You might be seeing something really clear. It's like, all right, well, I know the truth of it. I see what it is. I see what it is. There's no illusions here. So I feel like this is really good, like cutting through the fluff, seeing the truth of something. Now, this energy could also be harsh too. You might be a little extra critical in this time when this card is here. Maybe there is something you need to take a cold, hard look at when this card is in the mix as well. But I also say you might just have a thirst for knowledge. This could be you jumping down rabbit holes on the internet or reading a lot of books and just learning, feeding your brain. Just watch out for the overthinking when that card's here. So we're just going to leave it right there for now. Let's see what's in what tarot has to say. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Aquarian friends. See what's happening, my guides. Talk to me. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled An Important Talk. So there was a big importance placed around communication. So for a good chunk of you, whether it's a talk that someone else deemed as important or something you really needed to get off your chest, there was just a really strong highlight around communicating, straightforward, honest, to the point. So a lot of those themes do still seem to be bleeding over just a little bit with that card. And remember, that energy could go on for a couple weeks, so there might be a lot of chit chat going on. But let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Aquarius. Thank you. Okay. Wow. All right, we're starting with a fabulous card. Okay. I don't want to jinx it just yet, but we got the 6 of Wands in position number 1. That's lovely. Really, really like that. Let's get a couple more. What do we have here for, thank you. Lady Justice, karmic energy, really good. Okay, we'll get one more out here, because I do feel like there's going to be a certain level of depth to this, especially with the karmic energy at play. Okay. Ace of Swords, and I said it in the very beginning, like the intellectual, it's kind of like the sword of truth in the very beginning. So this theme is showing up for you twice. This is a double down of this energy, and I love when stuff like that happens. But we have the Ace of Swords right here on the back, and I think you might have even had it last week. Don't quote me on that. But I really feel like this is, I'm liking the energy. fire-air combination. Let's go through, I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I'm getting pretty amped up here about the cards I'm seeing for you. It's a little different than the other air signs and even the fire signs this week, because I'm pretty optimistic so far. We have a double down of air energy right here on the back, which is an element you are extremely comfortable with. We have fire here in the very beginning with the 6 of Wands. So I always say when you mix the fire and air, what do we get? It's explosive. It's moving forward. It's like extremely fast. Now, it can be a little surprising, a little unexpected, depending on how it all plays out. There's just an unpredictability when you add those two elements together, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because remember, it could be separate things, it could be all one thing, but I like the way the energy is flowing so far. I'm feeling pretty optimistic. But position number 1, we have the 6 of Wands. Beautiful. One of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck. Now we see this individual, it's like they're marching in a parade. They're receiving their laurels, right? They're getting their flowers. This is a card of victory, winning, overcoming something. It's gaining recognition for the things that you've done. This is a person that's in the spotlight, getting kudos and recognition. So I really do like this. Now, for a portion of you, this could be based around attention. So you might have more attention on you than you normally do. You might be a little more magnetic than you normally are when this card is here. But if we were to just boil it down to its base energy, it's victorious. It's coming out on top. Now, I know Aquarians are going through various different things. Maybe some of you are going through relationship things. Some of you might be going through career things. Some of you might be fine. You might be cool. You might just be listening to me do readings to help you fall asleep at night. But I like this energy I'm seeing here on the front. In its inverse, and I will say this because I always say that every card has positive and challenge. This could be a little egotistical. This could be someone that feels like they can't lose. Now, if you have dealings with an individual where they have a hyper-inflated ego, this could be them showing up here in the beginning of this spread. But again, I feel like it's the positive version so far. We'll just see when the clarifier comes out. Now, moving to the center, we have Lady Justice. Beautiful karmic justice showing up here. Now, a portion of you might be connected to a Libra when this shows up. Now, Lady Justice is complex. She means a lot of different things. She can represent any legal situation. So that could be small legal things. That could be major legal things that are taking a precedence for you right now. If you're doing anything contractual, if you're putting your name on a contract, whether it's a work contract or you're making a big purchase, Lady Justice is important. It urges you to be careful. But she's a card of balance and equality. So when I see it next to the card of victory and the sword of truth, it's like, okay, some star is aligning. Something isn't coming into a state of balance for you, which is really nice. But the biggest thing with Lady Justice is she is a karmic card, the biggest karmic card in the whole entire deck. So we're just going to have to see whether it's like a good swing of karma. It could even be a rough one. It all really depends. I feel like it's more of a state of balance coming in. That's why I'm really getting pumped about this card being here. So let's get her right back next to that 6 of Wands. Now, as we get to the back end of the spread, we have the Sword of Truth, the Ace of Swords. Now, I always say all aces represent opportunities. They represent offers. Aces can also be conversational. So it could be talks, just like we saw last week. But the Sword of Truth has pretty much a carbon copy of this energy we saw here in the very beginning. Extremely intellectual, honest, straightforward to the point, very active mind. So I feel like for a lot of you, with whatever situations you're dealing with, you're cutting through the BS, you're cutting through the fluff. You see something for what it is, for good, bad, or indifferent. Now, there is a very positive swing to the energy in your reading this week, but I'm loving that we have this Sword of Truth. Now, it could just represent a conversation. Yes, it could just represent an offer, of course. When it comes to the challenging aspect of the Ace of Swords, similar to what I was saying about your Oracle card, it could sometimes come off as very direct, straightforward, but cold. Sometimes it could be a little mean, so you might have to tiptoe around something. But I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here from my beautiful Aquarians. What do we got going on, guides and spirits? And what messages do we have? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 6 of Wands. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Six of Wands time. What's happening? What's that Six of Wands? Thank you. Okay, beautiful. So just as I was speaking about like something coming into a state of balance, we have the lovely Two of Pentacles. Listen, my friends, you have a massive winter victory coming in straight up and down. For a portion of you, yeah, it could be of various different things, but for a chunk of you, it could even be monetary and career based. When I see this Two of Pentacles, similar to Lady Justice, it's a karmic card. It's a card of balance, things being made right. And life comes in seasons, right? Like sometimes there's certain seasons of life that are pretty difficult, right? Where it seems like nothing's working or there's always something, one thing after another after another. I feel for a chunk of you, there's a massive winter victory coming in that's going to signal a very positive season for you. Now, does that mean that you're never going to have any issues again or it's all smooth sailing from here? No, our reality is not built like that. There's just something about this material reality where there's always going to be some trial. There's always going to be some sort of tribulation to get through. It doesn't matter how much money you have or your station in life. There's always going to be something competing against you. But when I see this Six of Wands with the Two of Pentacles in the upright, like there's just nothing but balance coming in and beautiful victorious energy. So for a lot of you, it could be monetary and career, but for others, it's just moving forward with confidence. Like, I'm good. I did this. This is where I've gotten to. There's just like a beautiful recognition as well. So for a lot of you, whether it's gaining recognition in your field, that could be a thing for a bunch of you. Let's keep moving forward. For a lot of you, like being in the spotlight in one way or another, that's very positive. Let's see what's up with Lady Justice. I feel like it's just a broad stroke. Like, listen, Aquarius, you got a good season coming in. Okay, so enjoy it. Let's see what's up with Lady Justice, though. So why is she here? Why is Lady Justice in the mix? Thank you. My friends, 10 of Cups in the upright underneath Lady Justice. So like a double down of the energies. Like, I mean, this is an energy of wish fulfillment. So far, my friends, I'm going to say this is probably one of the better readings I've done for you in a very, very, very long time. Just with how it's making me feel and the things that are popping out here. And again, I know some of you might be going through some tough stuff. Some of you might be not going through much. Things might be pretty quiet. But there is such a beautiful energy. Please claim this reading, at least these front two so far, because to me, I feel like there's a lovely energy supporting you and coming towards you. The 10 of Cups is a beautiful card. You see the imagery there, the happy family. They're all together with the rainbow cutting through the sky, the 10 full cups. It is wish fulfillment and happiness. So when I see it under Lady Justice, to me, there's a good season coming in multiple different ways, because we have the monetary and we have the emotional. So it's like across the board, great energy. Now, does this mean that every single Aquarius is going to have some like a life altering type of winter victory? I'm not quite saying that. I just feel like there's a beautiful energy pushing towards you where you could solve a lot of things and make big progress. The 10 of Cups can also represent the home and family. So for a lot of you, especially if you're changing house, changing living situations, signing contracts, leases, mortgages, you name it, there's great energy around that. If any of you are going through any legal situations, beautiful energy around having success with that when this is here. But I just feel like overall, we're looking at just a large, beautiful general energy of wins and victories and blessings. It's great. And again, for some of you, this could be a karmic blessing from Spirit. Okay, we're not just going to label it that, though, because we have these beautiful balance energies. We got the wins and wish fulfillment. This is good. This is claimable. And I absolutely love this for you. I wish I had some more Aquarius placements myself. Let's just keep pushing forward to that Ace of Swords. And hopefully that one continues the trajectory we're on. But this is good, man. This is really good, my friends. Let's see what's up with that Ace of Swords. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. So what is happening with that Ace of Swords, please? Felt like I needed a couple more shuffles there. Thank you. Okay. So I think it's going to be very important that you don't allow anyone to rain on your parade, if that makes sense. If there is an individual in your space or an individual you deal with on a regular basis that seems to be a downer, where it's like if you have good news or if you have a good time, this person seems to come in and like tries to pull you back down to earth. Now might be a great time to just make a little distance from that individual in this time. But it's like I have all this great stuff happening, and then this one is like, are you ever going to be happy? Is it ever going to be enough? Like, how Like, how can I help you be happier? Or can you be happy for me? So it's like a complete opposite, because there's so much good. There's so much good, so much blessings. And then boom, we have this Ace of Swords with the Hanged Man. Don't overthink things in this time. Obviously, that could be a signal about it, because the Hanged Man, Scorpio energy, Virgo energy, is not really moving. It's extremely analytical. It can be overthinking. So when I see it underneath the Ace of Swords, like, don't overanalyze certain things. Sometimes things are a blessing. Sometimes you just receive them and don't put too much thought into it. Enjoy it while you can. But there's also this energy about like nitpicking things and like really overthinking or overanalyzing. So I think that could be a small issue in this time, specifically if there's just someone that always has to rain on a parade. So that's like a vibe I'm seeing, because there's like so much good things, there's so much possibilities. Then the Ace of Swords with this Hanged Man, it's like, we're going to pull you back down to earth. It's like, we're going to bring you back to square one. So that's a little bit cautionary here on the back end. Now, for some of you, I mean, do you do that to yourself sometimes? I mean, be honest with yourself. There's no judgment here. When good things happen to you, do you overthink it a little bit? Like, hey, what's this person's motive? Or why did this happen? Is this genuine? Those types of things. And of course, you always want to be safe and keep your guard up to an extent. But don't ruin the good energy for yourself. I don't want to say it like that, because I don't want to be accusatory. But like with this Ace of Swords Hanged Man, it's like, all right, well, there's so much happiness. Why aren't you happy? That's just how it's presenting itself to me. So let's just go through and do a quick recap. Yeah, we have this little cautionary energy on the back end, which could be several different things, but I don't feel like it takes away from the beauty that we have here on the front end. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the beautiful triumphant Six of Wands with the Two of Pentacles, Lady Justice right next to it. Beautiful balanced energy, massive victorious type of energy as well. So again, I did say I feel like there's probably a really good season coming your way. And we have the different areas of life. We have like the monetary, we also have the familial and connections. As we move to the center, we have Lady Justice with the Ten of Cups, more of the same, more of the balanced energy. Now that could also represent karmic blessings, great things around anything legal or living situation based as well. But to me, it just feels like things, at least for a while, coming into a state of balance. Now, nothing's ever going to be fully balanced, but we could get pretty close, and this feels like it's damn close. So I really think you should claim these energies. Moving to the back end, we have the Ace of Swords with the Hanged Man in the upright. So that's a bit of a stuck energy. And I did say, like, if there's any individual that, like, when you're happy or when something good happens, they're bringing you down to earth, or they're a downer, you might want to have like a little bit of distance from that individual in this time. There's also a vibe here of like not overanalyzing, don't overthink it. Sometimes good things happen to good people, right? Sometimes there's not always a motive behind it. Like, enjoy these good energies while you can. So I like it. I feel like there's like a nice attitude of gratitude in the front end. So I really think this is a claimable reading for the most part. Just watch out for other people trying to pull you down. So yeah, please take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. So let's get a good shuffle here for Aquarius, please, and thank you. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. What do we have here? Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we have here for the Aquarians? Thank you. King of Swords, that's one of your cards. And remember, it's not gender specific. And we've been seeing this little theme since the very beginning with the really sharp analytical thought. Then we have this over-analyzing here within the good reading itself. And now we have the King of Swords here, which kind of encapsulates a lot of these energies we already saw. Now, for a portion of you, this could represent an older male figure. It could also represent another air sign, so Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But if that's not the case, the King of Swords is the strategist, is a planner, extremely determined type of energy, but also mentally active. And remember, it represents control of the respective suit. So for a lot of you, when I see the King of Swords and then also this, the Ace of Swords with the Hanged Man, there might be a need for some mental toughness in the near future for you, like to try to purposely keep your mind on track or purposely stay on task with something. Mind over matter is what's coming through to me here with this King of Swords. Now, another thing I will say about this, the shadow side of the King of Swords, like these other energies I was picking up, it can be a little harsh. It can be a little mean. Okay. And I know Aquarius could sometimes get the reputation for having a very sharp tongue. So when I see the King of Swords in the shadows, especially with the other energy I've been picking up, your way of communicating yourself to other people might be much more direct. So just keep that in mind. Like, you're going to be more direct than you normally are with this King of Swords. Don't be jaded, though. That's the one thing I'll say. So Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, one of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.